I'm looking for a wealthy businessman, like somebody who can take care of me, because like the way that I'm a Nigerian. I'm a Nigerian woman. I want the same household that I had when I was a child. So my dad took care of my mother, all his wives, all his girlfriends. They never had to like lift a finger. When I was younger, I never entered the kitchen. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but like my father never let us do anything. We were just, I grew up like a princess. And that's what I want, like, when I get older. And that's all I know. And so I'm adjusting myself, not because of a man, but this is what I want for myself. Like, I love the way I am now, okay? Like, I've really evolved. Like, I'm more quiet. Like, I listen more than I talk. So, and that's what wealthy men want. And you have to be confident as well. So, like,
preach, God, preach, sister.
All these things that I'm doing now, and like, I am around the, a type of woman the type of men that I like. Also, like, the type of girls that you have around you. Like, you have friends for, the clubs. You have friends for, business meetings. Like, whenever you get introduced to like these business, I don't know how to explain it. Like, so you have friends for that. So it's not like you're really changing yourself, but like you're adjusting yourself for like the men that you want, and then you bring your certain friends around that
type of energy. So if I want to be an ice skater, I'm going to start hanging around ice skaters. Mm-hmm. If I want to be an actress, I'm going to hang around more drama clubs and places where people are acting and doing skits. And so I think the narrative of, one, I just want to go back to the should men train and groom their woman to be the woman that they want to be? But you're saying, no, the woman should already be doing the self-work on herself to attract the man that she wants to attract.
If you want like a wealthy or a very successful man, where are you hanging around? Who are you surrounding yourself with? Because I think at the end of the day, that all matters.
Not at the bodega.
So basically just to say, like, you're not, I don't want anyone to be, well, you can do whatever you want, but like, you shouldn't be changing yourself just because, I want this man, because that's not going to be the real you. You should change yourself because you want to. Mm-hmm. Like, this is the person I want to be. And that's why I'm changing I was always supposed to be with a rich man, a wealthy man. Because the way I carry this is who I want, and this is what they want. So it's what you want before what the man wants. Because then if you do that way, you're not really.
It's what you want before what the man wants.
It's what like it's the way I'm changing myself. I'm doing it because I want to, not because of the man. Mm-hmm. So if you do it that way, you're being your authentic self because this is what you want, not what he wants.
Absolutely.
That's why I don't want that's why when they say him training you, it's not going to work for me personally. It could work for someone else.
Mm-hmm. So I definitely think attracting a wealthy man, a man of high value, you definitely have to own the room. You have to walk in the room and be like, I'm that girl, and everyone should want to know who you are.
Yeah. And also, I feel like, what I've learned over time is that men want companions. Like, I should be able to, or he should be able to come to you and just let it out, like, and speak to you, and just, you have this, understanding. So actually be smart, like, know what you're getting into, like, surrounding yourself with the things that you want. So if you're trying to date a doctor, you should be knowing what he's talking about. I'm not about to come in here and tell you about this surgery that I had, and you looking at me like, okay, so anyway, what do you want to do tomorrow? Like, no, I want to be able to talk to you about my day, because otherwise I'm going to find somebody else to talk to. And I think that's really important. Just having a companion.
This narrative, oh God, somebody in the comments the other day was like, the wealthier the man is, you're going to have to share him. And I'm like, no, I think the wealthier the man is, he's exhausted. He's already exhausted. He's going to play with women, but he's going to have his hand-picked desserts. Like, he's not trying to get full where he has to open up his pants and let his belly hang out. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm full. I had enough. And so it's like, I have my woman at home, and, I like to play. I'm into the party life. So we might have something that we play with, a girlfriend or whatever the case may be, but it's an understanding. It's not a headache. It's not extra energy going into taking away from his long, strenuous day. And they like women that are constantly adding to
just gonna say that.
the value of their knowledge. Like men like smart women. That whole like you know, when I was younger, I thought that was total opposite. I thought men liked dumb women.
Yeah.
So I used to play like the stupid blonde, like not saying blondes because I wear blonde. Blondes are stupid, but I'm just saying, you know, I would play that stupid blonde that I don't know anything. I don't know what that is. You know what that is? And he looking at you like, I like Brittany because she be knowing all the answers on the math test, and you know what I'm saying. So I had to. It took me a while into like my early 20s to say, okay, let me pick up a book. So when he's asking me what I'm doing, I'm like, I'm reading.
Like you just said, like in the car when we were coming over here, you were like, you know, you helped your man. Actually, in the group chat, you said you helped your man, you know, build his money when he lost it. They want that. You have to be knowledgeable to make him more money. You don't have to be rich. You just have to be able to double his money. You don't have to, but like it'll be very nice for you to do that.
Yeah.
You know? And like also when he comes back home, give him his accolades, like, you know, beat his piece, you know, stuff like that. Just make him feel good. Wealthy men don't, there's a lot of people who say wealthy men want you to like have all the money and like they don't care about that.
They definitely don't want to bond.
Just be knowledgeable.
Yep, and willing to learn. Like,
yeah,
men like women who are willing to learn, who are willing to listen. I know it sounds crazy to women who have a hard time following directions. It's not going to be easy for you to keep a wealthy man because you don't listen. And as like boisterous and hard-headed as I am, when my man is doing what he's supposed to be doing, I'm like a little kid. Like, I'm like, all right, yes, all right. Men like you submissive. They like you submissive, but willingly submissive. Not because I had to tell you that you're not submissive enough and you need to be like that. You can be wealthy and be hiding these insecurities in your money. So even though you are wealthy, you're still weak as fuck. So you understand what I'm saying? So now when you project and be like, a woman has to be like this, you're not happy with yourself. And this is why you're wealthy and having to, let me get to my point. This is why you're wealthy and having to go from woman to woman to woman and juggle multiple women to make yourself to compensate the way you lack at in real life, whether it's down here, whether it's you never got your dream girl. Even if men are wealthy and they didn't get their dream girl, they're mad at life. Every woman they date after that is gonna get the shits. She's gonna get the shits from him. Mm-hmm. How many men you think really marry their dream girl? Like, when you're 21, you shouldn't be dating a man older than, I'm going to go real with you, even though I said the other one is older, 40. Like, you should just stay right there. Right. Like, right there. You know what I'm saying? Because those men, you know, men mature later than women.
Yeah.
So she 21, she meet a 32-year-old, 36, 37-year-old. He might not have his shit together. He might still be a bum. He might still be childish. More than likely he is. So she's right in her realm where she can control whatever's going on. Now, when you get in your late 20s, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You could date his daddy.
See,
and you could date his son.
That's what I want to know. So the age difference. So when you say 18 and 40, that's what, 22 years? Mm-hmm. But if you're 30 and you're dating a 52-year-old,
it looks better.
And that's what I mean.
It looks better.
Yeah, that's way different.
It has better dressing on it. Yeah. Yeah, it just looks better, babe. That's all. Like, the other shit just looks nasty.
So the number ain't it. It's just when it's happening. Like,
it's when it's happening because at 33 you're more mature.
Adult.
At 18 you're not. Like,
what?
At 18 you're not as mature as you are at 33.
You're not.
Like,
You're definitely
I'm talking about women. I'm talking about women. Like, if you're 18 dating a 60-year-old, that is weird. But if you're like 33 or like 25, let me say my age, 25 dating a 57-year-old, if that's weird to y'all, that's y'all's business, because that's what I do. And, you know, I feel like I'm mature enough to do it.
So when I was 16 dating that 23-year-old, was that completely wrong?
Yes.
Really?
I believe so. At 16, you're in high school.
I'm about to graduate.
16 and how old?
16 and 23.
Okay. I don't know about that.
I mean, mentally though, like, not for nothing, and I'm gonna be realistic. Yeah. I've met a lot of 20-something-year-olds that still act 12 and like legit 12 mindset, money, movements, just everything, and it's sad, but that's
immature. Because men are immature.
I just feel like it doesn't really matter because at 16, no matter how mature you are, no matter how many life experiences you have, You're still 16. You're still in high school. You legally cannot, you can't even go out anywhere. You can't even, buy a pack of cigarettes. You can't buy alcohol, nothing. So at 16 and you're dating somebody over the age of not just 18, but over 21, there's a power imbalance there. And I feel like that's why a lot of girls get taken advantage of.
Unsubscribing from all the drama. Like, I don't want to be surrounded by people who don't know their worth because they're not going to respect me. I want to focus on learning how to say no. Because, like, sometimes you put your friends before yourself. I do that a lot. And, like, you're always worrying about, like, how they're going to feel if, like, you don't, let's say she invited you out to brunch and you're supposed to be reading because you're in school. I'm like, oh, my God, she's going to hate me. Like, no, put yourself first. And, like, she should understand that.
That made you emotional.
Yeah. And if she doesn't understand that or he doesn't understand that, then they're not your real friends. You know what I mean? Like, unsubscribe yourself from all of that. Because put yourself first, and I'm telling you, like, you're just going to keep elevating and elevating. And if anyone knows your worth, they'll stick beside you.
I allowed others' opinions to slow me down when I'm waiting for validation from the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone right now is going into, like, online and everything like that. What I'm trying to do is focus on, like, being more present online, because that's how I know personally I can make a lot of money. You know what I mean? I want to focus on my businesses. I want to focus on letting people in more, letting people learn me more, because people don't really know me that well, and just be more personable.
Do you think people are putting more energy into being people pleasers online than really pleasing themselves in their real life?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, you're pleasing everyone online. You're aesthetically beautiful. You look like you live this great lifestyle. You're content creating. You're doing what the average person, I guess, isn't doing, right? But you're miserable in your real life. I feel like they are more worried about pleasing people on social media than actually really living their best life. So you're not happy. You're not at your goal weight. You're not living in your dream home. You're not dating your ideal man. You're doing all of this and adding all this fluff to make it look good to people who don't give a fuck about you.
I mean, if you're not making money from it, then yeah.
Making money for it is so the money outweighs your happiness and your peace.
No.
So I'm just going with the aspect of understanding that a lot of people will sacrifice happiness, peace, integrity just to look good to a mass.
So you're saying that someone who is possibly, like, that's their job, and they're probably, like, still depressed.
Yeah, that's why the Joker and that whole situation when he went crazy preparing for that world, you have submerged, you have lost a bit of yourself.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's no longer an act anymore. Like you see how you quickly put a coding over it and say, this is my job though.
Yeah.
But
so
it's no different than the CEO who doesn't know how to leave their job at their job.
Obviously it's easier said than done, right? Like,
right.
If you're depressed in your job and you're making a lot of money from it, it's easier said than done to, like, find something else that you're happier with. But personally for me, I personally would I personally want to be, more, like, basically on social media. Like, that's my job now. That's what I'm trying to say. As far as, like, all the people who, like, are probably depressed or whatever because of social media, like, you have to look for something else that's better for you, which is what I'm doing. I'm looking for social media is going to be better for me, is why I'm saying I'm going to be on it, and I'm going to make sure, like, that's going to be my main source of income.
I was on house arrest at one point in my life, right? And I had to stay in the house for like 2.5 years. And so I had to find a lot of things that I normally wouldn't find entertaining. And there was this app called Periscope. And it was like before live on Instagram and all these things. It was people from all around the world. And I became this person on Periscope where I just kind of checked in daily. And if I couldn't or didn't, I felt weird. Like, I felt like I was leaving people hanging. I felt like I was famous within my own world. But, yeah. and because they were checking up on me, they were asking me if I was okay. They seemed concerned. They knew they paid attention to detail, like, like, oh, you changed your hair, or things like that. They really engaged with me. But my point is that when I would turn that camera off, I still was on house arrest. I still couldn't leave the house. But on Periscope, I was portraying this happy person because I really was when I was with them.
But didn't that make you happy? Like, wasn't that your
For
escape?
the moment?
Yeah.
For the moment.
It's almost like a drug. Like, it sounded like he was getting high. Not, not literally, but it was like a
That was your
almost
escape from, like, being home.
To like compare, I used to be addicted to Sims, and I think psychologically, because I was able to build the life that I wanted. I was able to build the kids that I wanted. I was able to build the man that I wanted. The house down to the brick, down to the wallpaper, down to the coffee in the coffee pot. I was able to imagine that we could really do that. I think life would be so much easier, right? But social media we have become so codependent on it, and I don't think we really know it. But I think that's how it was designed. You know why I think like people relate to me so much is because I tell the real me. Like, there's but so much you can give social media too. So that makes you relatable as well, knowing how much to give and how much not to give. Like, no, do I get depressed? Absolutely. But I also know that, and I'm saying this, the people on social media don't deserve that. They don't need to see me hurting to add to my hurt. But it's okay to let them know that you're going through something. And we can only give it to them in dosages. You understand what I'm saying? And dosages where they can have an opinion about that you're sad, but they can't have an opinion about how you deal with it. Do you understand what I'm saying? We're allowing social media to control too much, including me at one point, allowing social media to control too many of our actions. How we break up with our boyfriends now. Who we stay with. What's the ideal man was supposed to look like that we're dating. What we're supposed to look like. What we're supposed to tolerate in our relationship. Who we're supposed to marry. We have allowed social media even down to what our babies are supposed to look like and who we're supposed to breed with. Where we need to travel to. If you want to go to Virginia and see fucking Virginia, baby girl, go. Don't let the world and social media brainwash you and tell you have to go to Dubai. And that's just going to be the ultimate experience. I'm here to tell you I'm not saying it's not fly. It's fly shit. But you may have went there and didn't have the best experience that I had. And so now, because social media told you that you need to go to Bali and take that picture on that bird nest, social media adds to your dating market value 100%. Men do it. They're actually better at it than women. Like, yeah, we thirst trap and all of that, right? But men see through all that bullshit. They be like, yeah, but she probably sleep on her couch. Or she probably sleeps on the floor. Like, that's she probably borrowed that Chanel bag and all 5 of them are sharing it. Like, men are too hip. Like, you know what I mean? But for us as women, we see the man at the floor seats. We see him hopping out the Lambo. We see him staying in a penthouse. We see him, well, not anymore. Counting money on Instagram is just lame, and we just know you broke. But other things, hopping out of a jet. You understand what I'm saying? Taking pictures in exotic islands. We are now saying, this is the type of lifestyle I want to live, so this is the type of man I'm going to follow. When we follow men, we follow them because they're our type. Whether he's the most handsome or not the most handsome, he is living the lifestyle that you want to live. So social media definitely opens up the pool of dating tremendously. Like, and it definitely dictates the type of men because, the algorithm, right? If I'm liking a bunch of abbed out 6'7" basketball players, that's all that's going to show up on my timeline.